Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Expat Live.
After the announcement of F-47, the most pressing question inside military circles was not how powerful the aircraft might be, but why the U.S. Air Force chose Boeing instead of continuing with Lockheed Martin, the company behind both the F-22 and the F-35. To understand this decision, we must examine the decades-long rivalry between the two largest pillars of the American defense industry. During the Joint Strike Fighter program, which ultimately produced the F-35, Lockheed Martin prevailed with the X-35, while Boeing's X-32 was eliminated due to severe issues involving hot exhaust recirculation, thrust efficiency, and operational practicality. By contrast, in the Advanced Tactical Fighter program that led to the F-22, the two companies collaborated. Lockheed Martin led the overall design, while Boeing was responsible for the wings and aft fuselage, together producing one of the most dominant air superiority fighters ever built. However, Lockheed Martin's repeated success created a new strategic dilemma for the Pentagon. Today, Lockheed Martin dominates nearly every major U.S. fighter platform, from the F-16 to the F-22 and the F-35. If F-47 had also been awarded to Lockheed, the American defense aviation sector would face a dangerous concentration of power, approaching a de facto monopoly. For a defense market worth trillions of dollars, that level of dependence is unacceptable. Selecting Boeing for F-47 was therefore not merely a technical choice, but a long-term strategic decision. To preserve competition, distribute industrial risk, and ensure that the future of American air dominance does not rely on a single contractor. Despite Boeing's recent controversies involving programs such as the KC-46 and T-7, the company still possesses deep engineering expertise, demonstrated through modernized F-15 variants, and experience gained in highly classified development programs. The selection of Boeing for F-47 was not an emotional gamble, but a calculated move, reflecting how the U.S. Air Force is restructuring its industrial base in preparation for an entirely new era of air combat.
Boeing's selection for F-47 was not only about industrial balance, but also revealed a fundamental difference in design philosophy between America's two defense giants. For decades, Lockheed Martin built its reputation around stealth dominance, radar cross-section optimization, and platforms designed to control contested airspace through concealment and sensor fusion. The F-22 and F-35 embody this philosophy: maximum stealth, integrated sensors, and penetration of heavily defended environments. Boeing, by contrast, has traditionally followed a different approach. Rather than maximizing a single attribute, Boeing emphasizes overall performance, mission flexibility, and long-term adaptability. Modern F-15 variants illustrate this clearly. They are not fully stealthy, but they deliver large payloads, extended range, continuous upgrade potential, and controlled operating costs. Within the NGAD framework, the U.S. Air Force was not seeking a next F-22, but a platform capable of operating inside an entirely new combat ecosystem. F-47 is not meant to fight alone. It is conceived as an airborne command node, coordinating autonomous wingmen, distributed sensors, and electronic warfare systems. This is where Boeing's philosophy aligns naturally. Instead of placing all capability into a single perfect aircraft, F-47 is designed as a network hub, where power emerges from coordination rather than isolated performance metrics. The decision to select Boeing does not diminish Lockheed Martin's capabilities. Rather, it acknowledges that the nature of air superiority itself is evolving. In the coming era, victory will belong not to the strongest platform, but to the system that adapts fastest and forces the greatest uncertainty upon its adversaries.
This distinction also explains why F-47 was not unveiled with detailed performance figures such as top speed, combat radius, or weapon payload. Not because those metrics no longer matter, but because they are no longer decisive on their own. Within the NGAD mindset, power does not reside in individual aircraft, but in a system's ability to sustain advantage over time against a near-peer adversary. F-47 is therefore evaluated not by how fast it flies or how much it carries, but by how long it can survive inside an environment that is jammed, contested, and constantly under attack. This demands a fundamentally different approach to design, maintenance, and life cycle upgrades. Rather than a platform that must be perfect from day one, F-47 is built to evolve, adapt, and shift roles as the nature of warfare itself changes. At this level, the decision to select Boeing is no longer about corporate rivalry, but a strategic experiment by the U.S. Air Force, an experiment testing whether the defense industrial base can move fast enough to match the pace of modern conflict. And F-47 is the first real test of that direction.
So the central question remains: why, in a program as critical as NGAD, did the US Air Force choose Boeing instead of continuing with Lockheed Martin, the company behind both the F-22 and the F-35? The answer does not lie in a single factor, but in the intersection of strategy, industrial balance, and long-term risk management. First, the Air Force cannot afford to place the future of air dominance entirely in the hands of one contractor. Lockheed Martin already dominates US fighter production with the F-16, the F-22, and especially the F-35, produced at an unprecedented scale. If F-47 had also gone to Lockheed Martin, the American defense industry would move dangerously close to a monopoly, a scenario the Pentagon is unwilling to accept. Distributing major defense contracts is not merely about competition, it is about national security resilience. In modern warfare, risk comes not only from adversaries, but from over-reliance on a single industrial base. Despite recent controversies in its commercial aviation sector, Boeing is far from incapable militarily. The F-15EX and Eagle II programs demonstrate that Boeing still possesses strong engineering and production capabilities. More importantly, NGAD is not an upgraded F-22 or F-35. It is an entirely new combat system, built around digital engineering, rapid development cycles, and continuous evolution. In this model, the Air Force needed a partner willing to break away from legacy design assumptions. Boeing fit that requirement. Therefore, selecting Boeing was not an emotional gamble, but a calculated strategic decision. F-47 is not just a new aircraft. It is a signal that the United States is restructuring how air power will be built and sustained. That brings us to the end of Episode 2. In Episode 3, we will examine F-47 itself, its design philosophy, its propulsion, and why it is increasingly viewed as a combat ecosystem rather than a single fighter.
If you find this video valuable and useful, please don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. I'm Hai. Thank you sincerely for watching. Thank you, and goodbye.